the city on a Tuesday night. Streetlights painted silver on the dashboard light. You were talking about your future like a movie scene. All your plans and all your reasons you should leave this town for bigger dreams. I was nodding like a stranger in a borrowed coat, hiding all the little sentences I never wrote, tracing constellations in the fogged up glass, wondering if courage ever learns to catch up with the past. You laughed and brushed your hair behind your ears, said tell me what you think and I can't hear. I swallowed every brave and burning word, all the things you still deserve. Backseat confessions hanging in the air, all of the truths I never dared to share. You turned the radio up, I turned my feelings down, afraid that if I said them you would run from this town. So I just watched the yellow lines blur in your eyes, let the moment pass us like the exit signs. If love is just a choice we make or miss, then you were the road and I was the risk. You were listing all the heartbreaks that I left you scared, how you always end up giving more than others cared. I was screaming in my silence, I would never run, but I kept my hands inside my pockets, playing brave and playing dumb. You changed lanes and asked me what I wanted most. I said, I guess I'd like to see a different coast. You said, maybe we could go there in the spring. I heard a promise in your voice I wasn't sure I should believe. The GPS was glowing like a tiny star, pulling us both forward in that beat-up car. I almost said your name like it was prayer, then fear pulled me by the hair. Backseat confessions hanging in the air, all of the truths I never dared to share. You turned the radio up, I turned my feelings down, afraid that if I said them you would run from this town. So I just watched the yellow lines blur in your eyes, let the moment pass us like the exit signs. If love is just a choice we make or miss, then you were the road and I was the risk. Now it's months of quiet spaces in my phone, pictures of your journey learning to be on your own. I play that night on repeat in my mind, like a song that always stops before the final line. What if I had said it there in the dark? Would you have pulled over? Would it have changed your heart? Or would I still be just a memory you drive past? Another secret on the highway that you left in the back. Backseat confession, ghosting every mile, words that never left my lips to chase me in your smile. You turned your life up, but stayed fading out, learning how to live with all this doubt. And if love is just a chance we take or miss, you were my road and I was the risk. So I'll keep driving through the could have beens in my ear, whispering all the things I never said that night. I saw the date on my phone this morning, didn't mean to, it just slipped into view. It's the day your mother baked that crooked cake, and the whole world felt like it was built for you. We were sitting in your tiny apartment, cheap confetti stuck to secondhand floors. You were making wishes over melting wax, saying I don't need much, just a little bit more. I didn't know how fast the snow would fall, didn't know we'd stop returning every call, but my chest remembered before my head could think. Suddenly your name was written in the sink. Birthday candles in December, still burning in the corners of my mind. I blew them out, but somehow I remember every wish you made like it was mine. We were young enough to think forever was just another word for next year. Now I'm standing in a different kitchen, but your day still finds me here. Yeah, the world moved on like nothing happened, but my heart still glows like embers for birthday candles in December. I still see you in that faded sweatshirt, one sleeve torn from catching on the door. You were laughing as you lit the sparklers up, burn marks on the balcony and ashes on the floor. You said, I'm scared of getting older. Honestly, I said, you're just more of what you've always been. You rolled your eyes, but then you smiled so quietly, like you finally let my words come settling in. Now your friends post pictures from a different town, all the faces new and all the lights brand new. I don't see your birthday in my calendar, but my bones still ring with the memory of you. I made coffee in a mug you never held, but somehow it still tastes like things we never spelled. I tell myself it's fine, you never even called, but the mirror knows the truth behind it all. Birthday candles in December, still burning in the corners of my mind. I blew them out, but somehow I remember every wish you made like it was mine. We were young enough to think forever was just another word for next year. Now I'm standing in a different kitchen, but your day still finds me here. Yeah, the world moved on like nothing happened, but my heart still glows like embers for birthday candles in December. Maybe you're out with somebody who loves you in the ways I never learned to understand. Maybe they're holding up a store-bought cake while you hide your nervous laughter in your hands. Do you still close your eyes before you blow them out, counting all the reasons that you're scared to grow? Do you think of me for just a second in the crowd, or am I just a song that you forgot to know? I don't wanna call, I don't wanna write, I just wanna let this quiet be kind and nice. So I strike one match for who we used to be and watch it flicker down in front of me. Birthday candles in December, tiny lights on an old familiar scene. I blew them out, but I still remember every version of the you said you'd be. We were foolish, we were fragile, we were trying to turn small apartments into endless skies. Now the only place the party's still surviving is in the way this memory never dies. I won't send a message, won't say your name, but I'll let my little ritual burn the same. And if you feel the warmth you can't quite measure, maybe it's my quiet heart that you still tether to birthday candles in December. Showed up late to the rooftop party, leather jacket with a rip in the sleeve. Everybody else looked picture perfect. You looked like you just decided to breathe. You had ink on your wrist that you'd done last summer, crooked lines and a little blue star. You said, yeah, it's kinda ugly if you ask my mother, but it reminds me who I actually am so far. You laughed too loud at all the wrong moments, didn't try to play it cool or pretend. You spilled your drink and said, I'm not graceful, but at least you always know where I stand. And I've been running in circles of polished lies, pretty faces, practice lines, till you crashed in like a song I didn't know I'd been waiting my whole life to find. Cheap tattoos and honest eyes, you were messy, you were real, you were badly improvised. No filter on your feelings, no script for your replies, just a worn-out pair of sneakers and a heart that never hides. I've been falling for illusions under neon borrowed skies, but you taught me how to tattoos and honest eyes. We left the crowd for the stairwell silence, sat on steps with the paint flaking off. You told me how you left your hometown broken, now you learned to turn your bruises into songs. You said people love a version that is easy, someone quiet who won't ever ask for more. So I shaved my head and messed up my own image just to see who'd still show up at my door. I told you I was tired of being perfect, always smiling in the pictures never seen. You said, baby, if you're hurting, call it hurting. You don't have to dress your pain up like a dream. And maybe it was the midnight or the way you spoke, but something in my careful armor broke. You looked at me like I was more than what I show, like you saw the parts of me I never let them know. Cheap tattoos and honest eyes. You were messy, you were real, you were badly improvised. No filter on your feelings, no script for your replies, just a worn-out pair of sneakers and a heart that never hides. I've been falling for illusions under neon borrowed skies, but you taught me how to breathe again with cheap tattoos. No shining armor, just a jacket full of broken nails. But I don't want a castle built on quiet, careful lies. I'd rather have a one-room life with true between our sides. Hold my hand with all your ink and all your scars. Tell me how you really feel beneath the passing cars. If the world calls us a little rough around the seams, we'll just call it proof we finally woke up from their dreams. Cheap tattoos and honest eyes. You don't promise me forever, you just show up every time. No filter on your feelings, no rehearsed alibis, just a late night, are you okay, and a shoulder when I cry. I've been living like a stranger in my own rehearsed disguise, till you looked at me and saw straight through with cheap tattoos. I'll come running back to where I learned that love feels most like breathing with cheap tattoos and honest eyes. And honest eyes.
We had a peeling white front porch on the edge of town, 2 chipped railings and the paint all falling down. You ride your bike up just before the sun got low, drop it in the grass and take the crooked steps real slow. Mama kept the screen door propped with an old brick, said she liked to hear the crickets start their nightly tricks. You would sit beside me on that splintered swing, kicking dust and talking like we knew everything. You smell like gasoline and dollar store cologne. I smell like strawberries and cheap shampoo foam. We drew our future in the clouds with idle hands, tracing every dream we didn't even understand. Fireflies in jelly jars, wishing on a passing car. You said one day we'll leave this all behind, but that July the whole wide world was just that porch. You laughed my curves and the slow dance of the ceiling fan in my mind. Front porch summers, bare feet on the board, sharing secrets like we couldn't keep them stored. We were painting all our promises in tangerine and gold, swearing we stay young here, never getting old. You were tracing constellations on my sunburned skin, saying if we lose our way we'll meet back here again. Now I drive past that house and feel the echo under those long, warm, reckless front porch summers. Senior year came on like thunder in the sky. college brochures and grown-up questions in our eyes. You talked about the city like a distant star. I said I'd stay close and maybe buy a used car. We kissed beneath the storm that split the power lines. Lightning painted silver on your "it'll be fine." We carved our initials in the underside of wood. Promised we would make it, swore we always would. But August turned to boxes in your daddy's truck. We kept saying this is just a pause, not giving up. You waved from the window as the gravel hit your wheels, and I stayed on that porch, pretending none of it was real. Mailbox leaned like it could feel every crack and every deal. All our vows tied up in twine in summer air. You said call me every night, but distance is a different light. And soon your voice was just a song that wasn't there. Front porch summers, bare feet on the board, sharing secrets like we couldn't keep them stored. We were painting all our promises in tangerine and gold, swearing we stay young here, never getting old. You were tracing constellations on my sunburned skin, saying if we lose our way we'll meet back here again. Now I drive past that house and feel the echo under those long, warm, reckless front porch summers. Years went by in apartments with no place to sit outside, just a window facing brick and a city made of pride. I learned to drink my coffee on a fire escape, learned that love can fade as easily as shapes. I saw your name in pictures with a brand new crowd, you in tailored shirts, your laughter still too loud. I wondered if you ever missed the creak of wood, or the way we thought a porch swing meant we understood. One Thanksgiving I came back and drove a long way around, past the edge of who I was and this small hometown. Someone fixed the railing, painted everything new. There were strangers on our steps where I once sat with you. They had pumpkins by the door and fairy lights at dusk, and for once I didn't feel like that was stealing us. I just smiled at how the seasons always find a way to turn yesterday's forever into someone else's day. Front porch summers live in corners of my mind, in the chorus of the crickets and your hand tangled in mine. We were painting all our promises in tangerine and gold, thinking we could bargain with the fact that we grow old. You were tracing constellations on my sunburned skin, saying if we lose our way we'll meet back here again. Maybe we did in some invisible soft thunder, in the memory of those front porch summers. So if you ever pass that house when evening starts to fall, and hear a distant swing chain or a 16-year-old call, know that somewhere in the twilight of my younger years and yours, we're still barefoot, sharing secrets on that creaking, sacred front porch. I walked the halls of our old high school late last week, all the lockers painted over in a brighter streak. But I could hear your laughter in the squeak of every door, like you were running late for class the way you did before. They changed the mascot and the colors on the wall, but some things never leave, they just grow faint and small, like the way you wrote my name inside your history book, hiding in margins where nobody else will look. I saw a reflection in the smudges on the glass, homecoming tickets, second chances we could never pass.
past. You and borrowed suit and me in secondhand lace. Two kids pretending we could ever outrun this place. You're a ghost in the locker hall, sneakers squeaking, answering my silent call. I hear you hey behind me when the lights flick down. Feel your shadow walking with me through this carved up town. We grew up, but part of me is 16 with you, passing notes and learning who we'd one day lose. You're a ghost in the locker hall, and I'm still turning when I hear your name at all. They turned the football field into a parking lot, but I still see you under all the stadium lights we got when you whispered that you'd never leave me in the stands. Then left the zip code with a suitcase and a bed. I saw your picture in some distant wedding post, you by the ocean looking nothing like a ghost. But here among the trophy cases and old yearbook dust, you're the clearest thing I have, the one I almost trust. I touched the door where you once carved your favorite song, tiny letters half erased but still holding on. And suddenly the years between us fell away. I was just a girl who didn't know what goodbye could wait. You're a ghost in the locker hall, sneakers squeaking, answering my silent call. I hear your hey behind me when the lights flick down. Feel your shadow walking with me through this carved up town. We grew up, but part of me is 16 with you, passing notes and learning who we one day lose. You're a ghost in the locker hall, and I'm still turning when I hear your name at all. Maybe everyone leaves pieces in these teenage rooms, echoes tangled up in lockers and forgotten tunes. Maybe that is why I come back just to walk, to see the version of myself who still believed in talk. If you ever think of me on some nostalgic night, I hope the girl you see is standing in this flickering light. Not the stranger scrolling through a life that moved too fast, but the one who thought a single dance could hold you in the past. You're a ghost in the locker hall, not in the way that hurts, but in the way I fall. For every memory that made me who I am, every quiet high and every shaky hand. We grew up, but I'll be thankful after all for every step I took behind you in that hall. You're a ghost in the locker hall, and I'm alive because I loved you through it all. It's 1:13 and my room is glowing blue from a screen that knows too many things about you. Your name is sitting at the top of my chat, like a door I keep unlocking and changing my mind back. I type, hey, how have you been? Then I erase. Try a joke, try a memory, try a different face. Every word looks heavier than it did before, like if I press send I'll be asking for a war. I scroll through every conversation that we had, from the first high to the final. I'm just mad all the late night. Are you home? And I can't sleep. Every promise that we swore was ours to keep. You said you're safe with me, you know I never leave. But there's miles of silence underneath that speech. Now the last thing that you sent is we both need space. Funny how they're turning to me, talking to your ghost instead of your face. My keyboard's like a loaded gun. Every letter is a race I never run. I'm standing in a hallway made of words, wondering which one will finally get me hurt. These are messages unsent, half-formed prayers I never meant to let you see, to let you hold. Cause I'm afraid of the stories they retell as they unfold. I write I miss you just to feel the weight, watch the letters disappear before it's too late. If courage is a signal that my heart still can't get yet, then I guess tonight you'll only get my messages unsent. I start to tell you how I saw you in a song, how the radio got every little detail wrong. They didn't know the way you stir your coffee twice, how you used to say that leaving one should be enough, not thrice. I almost type I'm doing good, but it's a lie. Cause some nights I still folding on myself and cry. I wanna say I'm angry, say I'm doing fine, say I met somebody better and I've left you all behind. But every time I build myself into a speech, I hit backspace on all the towers I can't reach. The I hate yous turn to sorry, turn to stay. And I don't trust myself not to give it all away. So I settle for a sentence you will never read, a confession blooming quietly that only I will see. My truth lives in a bubble that I'll never pop, cause once it floats towards you, I don't know how to stop. All these almost words crowd the room, filling every corner with a could have bloom. I'm suffocating on the things I won't confess, but hidden sin still feels like playing Russian roulette. These are messages unsent, half-formed prayers I never meant to let you see, to let you hold. Cause I'm afraid of the stories they retell as they unfold. I write I miss you just to feel the weight, watch the letters disappear before it's too late. If courage is a signal that my heart still can't get yet, then I guess tonight you'll only get my messages unsent. Maybe in another life I'm not this careful, I hit send without rehearsing every word. Maybe you reply with I was thinking of you, and the ache inside my ribcage finally feels hurt. But in this life I'm staring at a typing bar, imagining your silence from 1,000 miles afar. I picture your phone lighting up your room, your eyebrows pulling into some familiar shape of doom. Will you think I'm weak for never moving on, or will you read my name and feel it's soft and kinda wrong? I'm tired of building castles made of maybe, tired of begging ghosts to say they still could save me. So I put the phone face down upon the bed, let the unsaid burn like static in my head, and I whisper to the darkness, this is it. If I keep on writing to you, I'll never quite forget. So here's my message to myself instead. I'll write the words I wish I'd said. I miss you, but I'm out of more. I loved you, but I won't keep knocking on that door. You hurt me, but I won't stay spent. Tonight I'll finally learn to live with messages unsent. These are messages unsent, silent bridges burning on the internet. Every almost confession, every nearly spoken plea, I'll keep them here with me instead of setting them all free. I write I miss you and I don't press send, let the sentence be a secret I don't have to defend. If healing is a language that my heart is learning yet, maybe step one is living with these messages unsent. Turn the screen off, let the room go dark, listen to the fading of your shadow in my heart. Maybe some loves only live in drafts we never show, and maybe that's the only way we finally let them go.
The sun is buzzing like it's out of second chances, pink and blue reflections on the rainy street. We slide into a booth with ripped up plastic edges, cold fries on the table, coffee going weak. The waitress knows our faces, but not our story, just two tired silhouettes in yesterday's clothes. You stir too much sugar like you're buying time. I trace constellations in the water on the window. Jukebox in the corner playing something lonely, chrome and chrome pretending everything is fine. I watch your hands instead of listening to you talking. They used to reach for mine between the yours and mine. The city's asleep but our hearts are awake, balancing on words we're too scared to say. We're sitting on a fault line, pretending we're okay, while under all the small talk something breaks. Neon diner at 3 a.m. We're running out of ways to say it's not the same. Our reflections in the window look like people who were friends, while the versions at this table feel like strangers at the end. You reach across the salt shaker. Almost touch my hand and pull back like you're worried what that means. Where we stand if love is just a road we drove until we hit the edge. Then this booth is the last stop, Neon Diner at 3 a.m. You bring up summer like a worn out magic trick. The lake, the fireworks, remember that old song. We both laugh, but it lands a little crooked, like we're borrowing our memories from someone we've gone wrong. You say your job is fine, just busy, nothing major. I say I'm doing good, though I don't mean it at all. You ask about my parents, I ask about your sister. We circle all the questions we're too frightened to call. There's a crack in the sugar jar and in your voice when you say we're just tired, this is just a phase. But I've been counting how long it's been since you looked at me like I was more than obligation in your days. The fluorescent lights are humming like a warning, highlighting every truth we've tried to bend. We're holding on to us like it's a habit, not a choice we'd make again. Neon Diner at 3 a.m. We're running out of ways to say we've reached the end. Our reflections in the window look like people who were friends, while the ones inside this moment know exactly what this is. You trace a ring of coffee on the table with your thumb. Say I don't know when we lost it, I just know my hands feel numb. If love is just a song that fades no matter how we beg, then this verse is the last breath. Neon Diner at 3 a.m. I remember when this place was our beginning. You stole my milkshake, wrote your number on a napkin. We stayed until the sunrise, painted silver on the train, swearing we would never let the world make us the same. Now the same red clock blinking over by the pies is counting down the seconds till we finally say goodbye. You ask, do you think we're making a mistake? I say I think the mistake was how long we both chose to wait. The waitress tops her cups like she's done 1,000 times, doesn't know she's pouring endings into chipped up white. We leave a tip and all the almost on the table. Two ghosts in borrowed jackets walking out into the night. Neon Diner at 3 a.m. We're standing in the parking lot, not knowing what to menu. Put your hands deep in your pockets like you're searching for a map, but all we've got are memories and this quiet gentle crack. You say text me if you need me, and we both hear what that means. A polite and distant kindness in a life of different dreams. If love is just a road that sometimes doesn't lead us home, then tonight we take the exits, learn to walk this world alone. The doorbell chimes as you turn and go, your shadow shrinking in the neon's glow. I watch your taillights disappear around the bend, then breathe for the first time without trying to pretend. Inside the jukebox changes to another lonely hymn, and the sign keeps softly buzzing. Neon Diner, 3 a.m. We were standing in a parking lot of borrowed stars, paper wristbands on our wrists like neon scars. You had ticket stubs tucked in your back pocket. I had butterflies and secrets locked like rockets. The speaker shook the dust from every passing thought. You said this is the closest thing to heaven that I've got. We sang along to every line we barely knew, but every word felt like it was written just for you. I took a picture of your face in that cheap flashlight, eyes wide open like the whole world fit inside that night. Didn't know that I was capturing more than just your smile. I was freezing who we were for just a little while. Paper wristbands and Polaroids, all the tiny proof that we were once that noise. We were shouting at the sky like we can never break, dancing in the smoke of every bad decision we would make. Now the ink little souvenirs of fearless girls and boys. You spill soda on your brand new thrift store shoes. We laughed so hard we almost missed the midnight news. Lying on the hood of my old rusted car, talking like our stories would be written in the stars. You trace the lyrics on my arm with shaky hands. Said promise me we won't grow up too fast, okay. We believed that every song could save a life. We believed that love was just the echo of a Friday night. But seasons changed and concert fields turned into streets. We traded wristbands for the weight of working weeks. Sometimes I find that photo in a box of dust, and all at once I'm back there, young and burning, full of trust. Paper wristbands and Polaroids, all the tiny proof that we were once that noise. We were shouting at the sky like we could never break, dancing in the smoke of every bad decision we would make. Now the ink has faded and the corners bend, but I still feel your hand in mine when I remember then. Paper wristbands and Polaroids, little souvenirs of fearless girls and boys. I heard you moved to somewhere closer to the sea, chasing different stages, different melodies. Maybe when a chorus hits you just the perfect way, you think of how we learned to lose and love the same old day. And if you ever find that picture I once took of you, I hope it makes you softer, not just sad for what we knew. Because I wouldn't trade a single note of how we sang for any calmer future where our hearts never rang. Paper wristbands and Polaroids, we were young and brave and beautifully annoyed at every rule, at every limit we were told. We thought our voices could outrun growing old. So when the house is quiet and the night's too long, I press rewind and live inside that song. Paper wristbands and Polaroids, forever proof that once we were that noise. You always loved to be the narrator, telling all our friends the epic of our days, painting me the patient, broken savior, standing in the background of your hurricane. You turned a midnight fights to punchlines, sold our tears as we're just passionate. You know I kept shrinking just to fit inside your story, till I barely had a name outside your show. You'd say, baby, you're the best thing I've got, right before you twist the knife in the same spot. Then you'd blame it on the way you've been betrayed, like I should pay the price for every part you gave away. But I've been underlining every scene in the margins of my heart where you can't see. And the girl who used to beg for you to stay is finally learning she can walk away. I'm gonna rewrite the ending, take back every word you used to define me, fold up all the chapters where I kept pretending that hurting me was something you did kindly. You can keep the mess you made, I'll keep the lessons and the scars that set me free. You wrote me as the girl who always waited in the doorway, watch me close the book and leave. This is where I stop defending and start rewriting the ending. You always needed someone to be smaller, so your shadow looked a little less like blame. You'd forget the times you begged me not to leave you, then retell it like you walked out on the flames. Every red flag you called misunderstood art, every crack you called the beauty of your heart. I bought it cause I wanted to believe that broken people never mean the hurt they weave. But I bled ink all over those pages, trying to fix the lines you wrote in rages. Now I see my name deserves a steadier hand, one that doesn't shake each time you take a stand. I packed the hoodie, left the ring of your key, took the version of myself you never let me be. I'm done auditioning for a role that keeps me small, I'm walking out before the final curtain falls. I'm gonna read tragic supply, not your plot twist. Not the one you break so you can say you fixed. I am ink, I am spine, I am cover, I am pen. I'm the author of my heart from now till then. So I'll rewrite the ending with a softer hand and kinder eyes on me. Turn the cruelty into wisdom, turn the cage into a key. You can keep the scene where I was begging you to change. I'll write one where I walk out and don't look back again. No more waiting in the doorway of a house that's always burning. No more tying all my work to whether you start learning. I'm stepping past the final page you thought was all I'd be. Into every unwritten line that still belongs to me. You can tell it how you want till you're listening. Lonely friends, oh, only friends. Oh, but this heart has found a better plot. We're breaking isn't trend. This is where your script stops bending me. This is where my story's just beginning. This is where I stop defending and start rewriting the ending. You were born in a town that never changed its signs. Same church bells are ringing out the same old rhymes. You drew your name like fireworks in your notebook lines. Said one day I'll be bigger than these county lines. You worked late nights at the corner store, counting tips and counting days till you'd be out that door. Checking movie posters like a horoscope, searching for a glimpse of somebody else's hope. I was the kid with the secondhand guitar, singing in the bleachers, dreaming just as far. But I always loved the way you lit up every room, like you were meant for more than Friday lights and golden cornfield moons. You're a small town supernova, burning up the sky, leaving streaks of color in the corners of my mind. We were drawing constellations on the back of our hands. You were always reaching for another promised land. Now the radio says your name like it's a star, but I remember every late night talking my old car. Yeah, the world will only see the way you shine tonight.
but I know you're still the girl who once was scared to cross the county sign. And if you ever feel the weight of what you dreamed, if you forget the way it felt to be 16, you can call me and I'll remind you who you are. Not the headlines, just the heart behind the star. You're my small town supernova. I saw you ignite from the edges of a nowhere Friday night. We were drawing constellations in the dust and wind. Now you're shining where our story never could have been. Let the whole world sing your name in blazing gold. I'll be here guarding all the parts of you they'll never hold. You'll always be the girl who turned a fear to fire. My small town supernova, climbing higher, higher, higher. First snow of the year came quiet, no warning. Dust in all the traffic lights in silver and white. I was just trying to make it through the morning. Boot prints on the sidewalk, coffee in my right. 7th Street was glowing like a faded postcard. Storefront windows dressed in tinsel and gold. I was humming some old carol under my breath, trying not to think about the way we got cold. Then I saw that navy coat I'd know anywhere. Hands in pockets, breath like smoke in the air. You were standing underneath that crooked neon sign, and for a second it was last December, not this one of mine. I froze in the middle of the crosswalk light, memories crashing like cars in the night. Part of me wanted to turn and run, the other part whispered this was never really done. Snowfall on 7th Street, every flake a moment where our hearts used to meet. We were fire in the windows of a city that won't sleep. Now we're strangers sharing footprints where our secrets used to keep. You say my name like it's a song you once knew how to sing, soft and careful like it might still mean something. Under Christmas lights and all these ghosts between our feet, we're standing in the quiet. Snowfall on 7th Street. You smiled with that half apology shadow, the one you wore the night you said we needed a break. I laughed too loudly, asked you how you been now, like my chest wasn't shaking like a glass about to break. You said work's been wild, that your brother moved out. There's a dog in your building that won't quit barking at night. I said I finally fixed that broken kitchen light. I left out all the nights I slept with it on out of spite. A bus roared past and we stepped a little closer, snowflakes landing on your lashes like they never learned to fall. You said I've thought about you more than I admit. I said yeah, I've been pretending not to think at all. The world went blurry in a swirl of white, like the city hit rewind on that last fight. Part of me wanted to reach for your hand, the other part remembered why we couldn't stand. Snowfall on 7th Street, every flake a moment where our hearts used to meet. We were fire in the windows of a city that won't sleep. Now we're strangers sharing footprints where our secrets used to keep. You say my name like it's a song you once knew how to sing, soft and careful like it might still mean something. Under Christmas lights and all these ghosts between our feet, we're standing in the quiet. Snowfall on 7th Street. Maybe in some other winter we didn't slam the door so hard it shook the frame. Maybe in some other storyline we learned to fight the storm instead of playing blame. I still remember whiskey on your Sunday sweater, how we promised next year will be better than before. But the calendar kept turning and we didn't, till I love you sounded more like I'm not sure. You say I'm sorry for the way that I left. I say I'm sorry, I just watched you take the steps. We stand there with 100 second chances in the air, melting on the pavement like they were never really there. Snowfall on 7th Street, we could build a brand new start where old regrets repeat. But every flake that touches down is gone in just a beat, and maybe that's a sign that we should keep this moment sweet. Snowfall on 7th Street, I remember how we met again but didn't cheat. the past by trying to pretend we hadn't broken what we broke. Didn't turn this gentle winter into disappearing smoke. You hug me like a chapter that we finally let close, warm and fleeting like the color on your nose. You walk away, your footprints stretching up the street, and I'm alone, but somehow lighter in the snowfall, soft and fleeting on 7th Street. Sunrise leaking through the blinds at 5:04. You're zipping up the suitcase that's been waiting by the door. There's coffee in a travel mug you'll probably leave behind. I'm tying up my laces like I got too much time. You say your flight's at 9, but you wanna get there early. Traffic's always bad, you add your voice a little blurry. I nod and pick your suitcase up like it's not made of stone, like it doesn't weigh as much as watching you go on alone. You check the mirror twice and smooth your jacket down. Ask me if your smile looks ready for a different town. I say you look like you were always meant to chase that sky, and swallow down the part of me that only wants to cry. We walk the hallway like a hallway in a movie. Every picture frame a scene we used to know, and though we never said the word goodbye last night, every step is spelling out the way this has to go. Suitcase on the passenger seat, you're staring out the window while I stare at my own feet. Radio's on low, but neither one of us can hear over all the things we're not admitting in this quiet atmosphere. Scrolling through your phone like there's a script you have to read. I grip the wheel so hard my knuckles almost start to bleed. If love is just a road with exit signs we rarely see, then this drive to the airport is where you stop riding with me. I'm with me. The city's waking slowly as we hit the interstate. Billboards selling futures we can't both negotiate. We passed the diner where we used to split a plate of fries, where you kissed me in the parking lot and called it our sunrise. You notice and you smile like you're remembering the taste. Say we were such a mess back then and laugh into the space. I wanna say we're still a mess, just one we can't repair, but instead I change the station like there's nothing in the air. You talk about the job, the chance you couldn't miss, all the doors that might swing open once you're gone from this. I tell you that I'm proud, and yeah, I really am, but pride and breaking hearts and share the same pair of hands. I steal a glance and see you fighting with your tears, the kind you don't want me to notice after all these years. If we were stronger, would we find a way to bend, or is letting go the bravest way we know to not pretend? Suitcase on the passenger seat, you're staring out the window while I stare at my own feet. Radio's on low, but neither one of us can hear over all the things we're not admitting in this quiet atmosphere. Tracing little circles on the glass with shaking hands. I'm praying for a red light that I'll never understand. If love is just a road with exit signs we rarely see, then this drive to the airport is where you stop riding with me. The airport sign appears like some inevitable truth, blue and white letters cutting straight through our youth. You say just drop me at departures, you don't have to park, like adding distance in the daylight makes it hurt less in the dark. I pull up to the curb, put the car in P. Our history suddenly reduced to moments, you and me. You reach for the door, then pause and turn back slow. Ask, do you think in time we'll be glad we let this go? I wanna say no, stay, forget the plane, forget the call. Rip your suitcase from your fingers, take you back and risk it all. But every mile behind us whispers you can't hold her wings, and love that only keeps you small is not the kind that sings. So I shake my head and manic something halfway kind. I think one day we'll understand why we had to draw this line. You lean across the console, kiss my forehead like a prayer, and for a second I'm convinced that you'll sink back in the chair, but you don't. Suitcase off the passenger seat, you're standing on the sidewalk and I'm struggling just to breathe. People come and go with all their separate lives and plans, while we're learning how to end without collapsing where we stand. Suitcase on the passenger seat, no, not anymore, you've pulled it into your new street. I'm watching in the mirror as you merge into the crowd, your shoulders getting smaller till they're barely there at all. The radio
you'll find some sad song that we overplayed to death. But today it sounds like something else, a gentle final breath. If love is just a road that sometimes splits in two and flees, then your path leads to the runway, mine turns back through empty streets. So I drive home with an imprint where your suitcase used to be, a shallow dent in fabric and a deeper one in me. I roll the windows down and let the morning hit my face. Whisper, go and build your life, I'll learn to fill this space. And if someday you're flying home above this town at night, looking down at all the taillights chasing red and white, maybe you will think of how you once sat next to me, with a suitcase on the passenger seat and a heart and if someday you're flying home above this town at night, looking down at all the taillights chasing red and white, maybe you will think of how you once sat next to me, with a suitcase on the passenger seat and a heart